I dream of it, amongst the wild threads of history and the myriad of paths. My path saw the Imperium rise from the ashes left in the wake of the Great Revolt. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of the human mind. With that commandment, new avenues of human potential were explored. Mentats, Suk Doctors, Sword Masters, and the mystical Bene Gesserit Sisterhood. But it was the Navigators and their monopoly on space travel that set the conditions for the Imperium. But I am telling you of the universe you already know. Let me describe the one you do not. In this other universe, my mother, Lady Jessica, consort to Duke Leto Atreides, gave birth to a daughter, a girl they named Ariste. Because of her obedience to the Bene Gesserit, Lady Jessica is trained as a truth-sayer. Because of that training, Lady Jessica was able to detect Dr. Yue's deception. Because of the forewarning of his betrayal, House Atreides survived the Battle of Arrakeen. Because of their survival, the Emperor declared a full-scale war of assassins. Because of the war, the Sardaukar were deployed to ensure spice shipments continued without interruption. Because of the Sardaukar, the Fremen were eradicated. There was no Muad'Dib, no Lisan al-Gaib, no Kwisatz Haderach. I see a universe where I, Paul Atreides, was never born. All my visions lead to horror, except this one. This one leads to you.
Then. Die! I need help!
Someone here. We're getting hit.
Interloper.
Not another step, stranger. I've got 2 armsmen covering you from the rocks. Identify yourself. I'm the one asking the question, stranger. Who the hell are you? You do look like you can handle yourself, stranger. Very well. The crew of the Mithra thanks you for your assistance. We got shot down is what's happened, and now we're surrounded by Badlands scum. One scouting report says it's slavers, and the next says Kirab. Honestly, I don't care which it is. Their lives were forfeit as soon as they took a shot at a warranted guild extractor. Our comms unit took a stray bullet. My priority is to get it back online. Why don't you find our rig chief Hanso? He'll have something for you. Well, a harvester crew is divided into 3 complements: carriers, drivers, and spice crew. Carriers fly us where we need to go and provide air support when we get there. Once the harvester is on the sand, the drivers drive it, and the spice crew works the extraction. Chief Hanso is the big dog on the spice crew. All you need to know is I'm the sole surviving officer of Harvester AD-242. My sworn duty is to ensure anyone left in my crew gets home in one piece. If you want to know anything more than that, you'll have to wait until after. You can find me at the Seleucid Bull. The first round's on me. No. It's one of those new Chom models with the Amaranthian diodes. Farther range than any other portable, but don't drop it or jostle it vigorously. Shooting it is also not recommended, as it turns out. Get us back on the air. If the guild has an inbound recovery crew, they'll need a clear tactical picture to avoid suffering the same fate as the Mithra. I think I can assemble a shortwave transmitter using a dead comms box and a few special parts from the Mithra's stores, if you can find them. That's the problem. The Mithra came down hard. Parts scattered across the sector. Now we're getting reports of Kirab bands creeping around the perimeter. Our scouts have seen them out there stripping the wreckage. But we aren't Sardaukar. If the Kirab have our parts, we can't just take them back. Thank the Emperor for your coming, stranger. I need a blue lattice Skynet crystal, a Torsen sound shifter, and a twin polarity microfrag. My scouts report that the Kirab have made camps in the surrounding rocks. Seek and destroy, stranger. Good luck. Here is a list of what I need.
Oh, you startled me, stranger. Guess I was lost in thought. Or some kind of delayed onset head trauma. Of course, both things could be true. I'm Nasher Hicks, quartermaster of the Mithra. Whatever's left of it, anyway. You can call me Hicks. Did the guild send you? Well, this goes against all known protocols, but protocols be damned. There are lives on the line. No clue. Danvers, our umbilical specialist, said we were taking fire from below, but the rig crew is totally blind during transpo. An Intrepid-class harvester has 7 interior decks, none of them with viewports. But they must have took out the carryall, because we dropped from the sky like our chute was cut. I was on the head when we hit. The bulkhead torqued, and the door wouldn't open. Had to cut my way out of the shitter in total darkness. Talk to Lieutenant Drang. She's the only one on the bridge deck to survive. If anyone knows more, it's her. Our medic is dead. I've been doing what I can for the wounded, which isn't much. The lucky ones got out with some broken bones or fuel burns. The unlucky ones got caught when the coolant flow ruptured. Flash froze the poor bastards where they stood. Till we hit the surface, that is. Then, The sudden and massive transfer of kinetic downforce caused their bodies to explode into a billion frozen meat particles. You ever see red snow? It's a horror you won't soon forget. That's a tale of tragedy and woe. My family's been miners' guild since the late 9000s. Supply management on mother's side, rig technical on father's. Sadly, no. They're with the Almighty now, stranger. We lost all but my brother and 2 cousins when the damn Harkonnens destroyed the Windsack Depot. It was for a few good years, but they all died when Carthag was obliterated. Now it's just me. Yeah, but everyone in the guild lost kin at Windsack and Carthag. We're bound together by our pain. In the end, all we could do was become each other's family. I suspect it's the same for every rig. The crew of the Mithra looks out for its own. I'll tell you what, stranger, we need all the help we can get. We're dying out here. The whole medbay side of the Harvester sheared off. We need to stabilize as many wounded as possible, but we've already burned through the little first aid we scavenged. If you could scrounge up something, that would be a good start. Thanks, stranger. We're dying out here.
Who goes there? I can hear you, stranger. Come ahead, but slowly. I've got you covered. Let me get a good look at you. My glasses got smashed in the crash, but I see well enough to put a hole in your center of mass. Don't test me, stranger. It hasn't been a good day. We need you out there, stranger. Well, that's the 10 million Solari question, stranger. Our mission tasking says we're supposed to be in the minor erg, but the rocks are all wrong. The Haga Basin? Baron's balls, that's way off course. What the hell was Malik thinking? Captain Malik, the top man on our carryall crew. There's no way we could be this far off course without his knowledge. Malik, what were you playing at? Not much to tell. I'm a rig chief like my father before me and his before him. My family served the Miners' Guild for nearly 5 centuries. I oversee all melange operations on the Sand and in the Harvester. It's my job to ensure the spice flows unimpeded from extraction to processing. I haven't been able to see well since I was knee-high to a tad, Skipper. Normally I use corrective lenses, but they were shattered in the crash. If Dune men didn't have tough luck, they wouldn't have any luck at all. Still, there's a job to be done. Over half my crew is dead or missing, and I can't see a damn thing. But I suspect those who have survived have already been found. The rest is sadly a recovery effort. I've already logged all the fallen Dune men in close proximity to the crash site, but I'm told that a local criminal element has abducted the rest. It's strange to say it, but confirmation of a loved one's demise is somehow less hard to bear than not knowing what became of them at all. Every member of the Spice Miners Guild has an identification tag. I need you to hit the enemy camps and recover any guild tags you may find. I'll give you their last known locations before their signal stopped. Good hunting.
Who's that? Eyes on hostile! Where's backup?
Reveal yourself. Got them.
Someone's here.
I see someone. Eyes on hostile.
Shields, they're here.
Shield down.
You're no scavenger, and you're not one of the slavers. That's all I need to know for now. This is Keith Villari, Safety Warden, Spice Miners Guild. Yeah, that one. The one from the Communities. The man you looted, Lazarus, was mine. He was carrying a sealed metal case. Priority cargo. No tracking, no backups. Now he's in the dirt, and the case is missing. That makes you my last option, and the job's still hot. If that case lands in the wrong hands, the guild doesn't just lose face, we lose grip. So here's the deal. You find the package, you bring it to me, and you don't ask what's inside. We know the Kirab took it. Now we just have to figure out how we're going to get it back. In the meantime, check in on the crew of the Mithra. What's left of them, anyway. Help them if you can. I'll be in touch.
Glad you're back, stranger. Glad you're back, stranger. Did you recover all the lost guild tags? Let me see them. I gotta look up close. Brilliant work, stranger. Let me see these. Wait a minute. Who the hell is Commander Lazarus? There was no one called Lazarus in the Mithras crew. And these other four names are alien to me as well. What the hell's going on here?
One of my crew just crawled out of the wreck. We didn't think there was anyone left alive in there. But if there was one, there may be more. Will you search the wreck for any other survivors? You're a gift, stranger. Here's a key to the roof hatch. You can access the Mithra from there. Conditions in the interior will be harsh. Be careful.
We're dropping like flies out here. How are those heal kits coming along? Oh, finally, some good news. I've got Tolverson and Chang holding their guts in with dirty blankets. You are a lifesaver, stranger. The crew of the Mithra is in your debt. The few of us on this side of the grave, anyhow. Thanks to your efforts, stranger, we're stabilizing the remaining wounded. Now, our priority turns to operational security. We took up a collection of personal sidearms to equip the scouts, but the rest of us are dangerously exposed out here. Thanks, stranger. Be careful.
You're back? Did you recover the parts I require? Let me see. Very good, stranger. These will do well. No, We've only succeeded at generating a shortwave signal that doesn't even clear these rocks. We need to boost the signal if we want to contact the recovery crew. We deployed a relay beacon at a high point in the rocks, but it's not responding, and neither is the tech crew I sent up there to check on it. If you can fight your way up there and repair the beacon, I can boost our comm signal to reach most of the sector. Best of luck, stranger. Although something about you tells me you don't need it.
What are you doing here? I tried to help. There are others still trapped in here, but I'm just about at the end of my rope. All right, but listen. I heard someone banging on the ceiling a while ago. Might be able to save them if you can find a way up there. And Cass is on the other side of this bulkhead, but can't get past the flogging Pinta shield. You'll have to find the key. Good luck.
I can't believe it. Somebody came. I've been hammering on the walls, calling for help, but I've given up hope. Please, get me out of here. Yeah, I can make it. Thanks, Fred.
I don't know who you are, but if you have the pentashield key, you're my new best friend. Damn thing sealed me in when the ship came down. Between the fire, smoke, and leaking radiation, I doubt it. You don't have to tell me twice.
Someone. Who's there? I require assistance!
Eyes on hostile!
The armsmen have established something of a perimeter, but it's shaky. Have you got those weapons and darts? Damn fine work, stranger. Now we have a fighting chance. As an accomplished and meticulous weaponsmith, I never thought I'd be so happy to receive a pile of beat-up Mauler pistols, but here we are. There is, if you're looking to knock some heads. The Kirab have found their way into the Harvester interior. I'm afraid they may use the access doors to come at us from all sides. Get in there and make sure that doesn't happen. Good. Be sure to give the bastards my regard.
You're back? As it turns out, yes. While you were working to get the signal booster operational, the automated distress signal from the Mithra suddenly went dead. Odds are the power just ran out. A lot of our generators and batteries were smashed when the harvester fell. I have a workaround, though. Make your way through the interior of the wreck, activate the comms system's auxiliary power, and then reactivate the distress beacon. The Mithra's side axis is the closest point to the comm station. Let's just hope everything is reasonably intact in there. Good luck.
Glad you're back, stranger. You can check in with Quartermaster Hicks or Lieutenant Drang.
Someone's here.
Eyes on target.
Oh, you're back. I wasn't sure I'd see you again. Great. That'll teach him not to trespass on Guild property, and hopefully keep us safer in the process. We're mighty grateful for your help. I'm good for now. Check in with Lieutenant Drang to see if she still needs anything.
You're back? No. All we can do is monitor the emergency frequencies and wait for pickup. Hope the recovery team gets here before a sandstorm. Thanks again, stranger.
Glad you're back, stranger. You've done enough, stranger. I owe you a night at the bar if you ever get to Windsack. The crew of the Mithra is in your debt. Don't worry about us. The recovery team will be here any time now.
Spotter, come in. Yeah, I'm calling you, Spotter. It's one of the most dangerous and most coveted jobs on a deep desert crew. Spotters are the eyes. They see the first shimmer of a spice blow, or the curl of worm sign before it breaks the surface. They call the warnings no one wants to hear, and they carry the guilt when they're too late. The point is, the spotter's always at the edge of the storm, and right now, that's where I need you. So here's the deal. I got a guild drop rerouted in our favor. Don't ask how. Let's just say I'll be drinking with the finance clerks for a long time. They dumped a package. Should help us cut through this mess of sand and slavers. Ping's coming from an old ironworks. Get to it before someone else does. And Spotter, the sector's thick with Kirab. Second highest concentration in the basin. Slavers petitioned for a warrant to scoop him up, and got it rubber-stamped in an hour. Containment is what they're calling it. What it really means is no rules, no oversight, and no one's coming to help. Don't get caught in the middle.
Welcome. Would you like... How much Solaris would you...
Oh, look. The kitten is back. Do we have business? Dangerous to speak that name aloud. Even here, beneath the cone of silence. You understand that we are not official. We are the Hidden Hand. Our connection offers no protection, only the danger of discovery and a slow death at the hands of those who would thwart the Imperium's interests. You better be. Dangerous times for us all. I hope you're ready, kitten. Well, I didn't ask. I'll have my men take you to him. His instructions are clear. We need to blindfold you first. See? I told you I had a ribbon for you, didn't I, kitten? Such trust. I promise not to take advantage of it.
Ah, my favorite assassin. I must confess that reading Alara's reports is a rare pleasure. Except this last report. You entered the ruins of old Carthage, accompanied by the outlaw Zantara, and you returned alone. Tell me, what happened down there? As a mentat, your mind is a fortress built on logic and reason. Yet even the most impregnable fortress conceals hidden gates. Tell me what transpired. Spare no detail. The Bene Tlilax, a nest of spiders that burned with old Carthage, or so I thought. And you, a Gola, the flesh of the fallen, reborn. Fascinating. Your service has earned you answers. Ask. Years ago, my informants traced some unusual activity in Carthage to a Bene Tlilaxu lab. Before we could investigate further, the city was destroyed. The destruction of old Carthage is considered a terrible accident. But was it? I believe it was the Tlilaxu who destroyed the city. A monstrous choice. Destroying innocent lives to cover their profane works. They were the first sign that the Bene Tlilax were not done with Arrakis. My agents began reporting stir-ups among the minor power players. We quickly discovered that these were Tlilax agents, but that they were Gola was unexpected. Nevertheless, I could not allow them to destabilize the region. We must each do our part, and the spice must flow. Unlike clones, who are grown from living cells, Gola are grown from the flesh of one who has died. The process of doing so is knowledge known only to the Bene Tlilax. They make a fortune dealing their blasphemous wares across the Imperium. Spoiled Na Familia will pay extraordinary sums to have their favorite pet or retainer resurrected. But they are never quite the same. No Gola has the memories of its original host. No Gola remembers who they are. If you value the past, or the mind, then Gola are worthless. Indeed, you are a refinement. Your compulsion doesn't drive you to madness as it did the ones who came before you. You have a great deal of imprinting. You can learn skills that take decades to develop in a short amount of time. And, fascinatingly, you don't have the appearance of whoever you are originally grown from. Perhaps that is the clue. You must have been someone with a recognizable face. The Bene Tleilax are forced to hide you in plain sight. Ah, it's plausible. You seem designed to be anonymous. It seems highly unlikely. Such experiments would be psychologically unstable. Perhaps we can discover the answer together. Recently, there has been a string of murders in Arrakeen. The victims have all been my agents at one time or another. A Tleilax retaliation for your efforts on my behalf. My chief inspector believes so. Travel to Arrakeen. Find my investigator in the Imperial Consulate. He'll be thrilled to have the help. I expect nothing but excellence from you. Report to Alara when you are done. I will continue research into your origins.
Yes, yes. It is.
Well, if it isn't Fenring's pet puzzle box. Last we met, there was a Sardaukar blade against your throat, and I was debating how best to make you scream. Careful, prisoner. I might start thinking you're trying to scare me. Threats and promises. Sounds about right. Let's get this going before the killer makes a third option. We don't have time for guesswork, but rushing breeds mistakes, and mistakes mean more blood on the streets. This killer is methodical, precise, and they won't stop until the job's done. There's a pattern to the victims. Find it, and you might catch them in the act. If the killer's still here, and we believe they are, then this is our best and maybe only chance to stop them. And make no mistake, if the Bene Tleilaxu are involved, this isn't just a string of murders. It's a purge, carefully planned and devastating. A threat not only to Arrakeen, but to the stability of the entire Imperium. There is no we. You go out and dig. I stay here and wait for the results. Don't come back empty-handed. They were competent, trained, and experienced. But skill only gets you so far when someone's watching your every move. They ran into something or someone they didn't expect. That's why they're dead now. No one's been able to stop whatever's behind this yet. You want suspects? Count Fenring has enemies stacked like sandbags. Some want him dead, some want him ruined, and the rest are just waiting to see which comes first. I am doing that very thing, am I not? The Sheriff of Arrakeen has many opinions. One of them is that I should stay out of his way. For now, it's sufficient that I remain in the shadows. You're not Fenring's only pet. He's got a whole shelf of broken things he likes to wind up and watch. Start with the engineer, Austin Lath, on the upper level of the Seleucid Bull. The last two victims were known associates. He must be mixed up in this somehow. He's not out on the floor with the common drinkers, if that's what you're thinking. Lath sticks to the back rooms. Quiet, curated, and expensive enough to keep the rabble out. Of course not. They are restricted to patrons of higher standing than prisoner. You'll have to speak with the barman on the upper level of the Seleucid Bull, Alistair Chim. Either he or their security man, Ugo Firenze, can provide access. Agent doesn't mean what you think here. Fenring's people aren't all cloak and dagger types. More like a specialized bunch of killers and survivors. You fit in better than you realize. We have a prevailing theory, yes. You've just come from Carthage, have you not? Then you felt it. The way the air there hums. Like the place is still screaming. That wasn't war. Wasn't Harkonnen's spite. That was Tleilaxu work. Precise, and measured erasure. And these killings bear the same signature. Makes a tidy cover story, wouldn't you say? The Tleilaxu had a secret foothold under Carthage. You saw it. Hidden labs. Vaults full of nightmares. Things that don't belong on any world. Then someone found it. And when it wasn't secret anymore, they burned the city to cover their tracks. It would seem that the Tleilaxu believe that, yes. I believe the exact who of it doesn't really matter anymore. For the Tleilaxu, a single breach warrants annihilation. They'll burn the whole house down, just to kill the mouse. Then they're not done burning. They'll keep going house by house, room by room, name by name, until the scent's gone and the ash settles. Leif had an assistant, Hester Krimt. Talk to her. She's a smart girl. Does most of his work, then earns her hazard pay swatting hands from randy officers on the upper level of the Bull. If only I had a dossier and a drink menu. Find the man. You'll learn more in 5 minutes than I could tell you in 10. Should you require further guidance, return to me. Welcome to the Matador Room. If you're here for shade, spirits, or secrets, you found the right bar. If you're here for honesty, I suggest dehydration. An engineer? Ah, my dear, we get all sorts. Tinkerers, thinkers, men with their heads in copper and sin. Austin Leif. That's not a name one forgets, even in this fog of faces and ruin. What's it to you? Grave danger, is it? Tragic how engineers attract it like rust. Yes, we all know Master Leif. He's a fixture both here at the bar and in the Espada Lounge, our members-only room in the back. Surprises for school children and clerks. I serve poison in crystal and betrayal in whispers. Trouble is my afternoon tea. Importance is relative, darling. To you, perhaps urgent. To me, just another evening with too many voices and too few tips. Talk to Ugo. He's the poor soul tasked with mopping up after people who think their urgency is persuasive.
Welcome to the Matador Room, where the spirit of Caladan steps into the ring, poised, unshaken, and noble to the end. Here we pay tribute to Duke Polus Atreides, the Matador of Honor, the blade wrapped in velvet. His was a dance not of death, but of discipline, of a soul meeting fate without fear. But as the sea shapes the shore, so too does courage shape legacy. Enter as guest, remain as kin. For this is a house where dignity does not bow. Then we have done our job. Welcome home, Caladanian. Believe me, I would love to usher you in and cause a scandal. But unless your house's sigil is on the registry, you will have to enjoy this floor with the rest of us wretches. Follow all the leads you want, friend. But not past that curtain. I don't bend the rules just because someone sounds serious. Besides, the room is on lockdown. I'm just the gatekeeper here. A minor medical incident with a patron. We are grateful for your patience. Of course, discretion and propriety forbid me from disclosing the activities of our patrons. You understand. Hey, Thors sent you. Yes, we know Master Leith well. Alas, he is the subject of the unfortunate medical incident I spoke of. Yes, but that was before you identify yourself as the sub-prefect's agent. I regret to inform you that the engineer has suffered the most conclusive of health setbacks. Let's just say he won't be ordering more drinks anytime soon. Currently, I am speaking with you. Soon I will attend to Master Leith. Master Leith was na familia, but without kin, there is no inquiry, no scandal. Just a body and a silence. I leave a glyph for the Beggars Guild. They take care of the rest. Efficient, discreet. I don't know. It is never seen again. Master Leith, he was not exactly a social creature, but he wasn't a monk either. Few faces came and went, trusted ones at that. Well, Alistair, the steward, kept him fed and pickled. The wine merchant, Ambrose Lucifera, would sometimes stop in for a glass or five. He and Leith share a taste for esoteric reactionary literature. Oh, and his assistant, Hester Klimt. Well, she is the one who actually keeps the planetologist office running. If Leith had a shadow, it was her. She is a blend of outdated political theory, mystical dogma, and a romantic delusion. Written by fringe thinkers for fringe audiences. Masterless attentions were ever diverted by it, and proletarian erotica. Proletarian erotica. Titillating stories about the field hands and mechanics, usually. Grimy rendezvous in tool sheds and bunkhouses. Factory workers rotting behind oil drums while quoting dialectics. It's someone's version of liberation, I suppose. Very well. But may I ask what is it you are looking for? What a conspiracy! The man was cooked on Vanta draft, and he liked to play revolutionary between relapses. Very well. I grant you access to the lounge, but I make it quick. Please, wave your little wand around. You will see what I saw. The trail of a man who burned from the inside out.
If you're hearing this, well, I didn't get away. I'm Austin Lathe, engineer. The guy they call when they want things done, not questions asked. There was this one chance I could have said no, but I didn't. I crunched the numbers, fine-tuned them. That was all it took to bring down the ceiling on 1,000,000 lives. I didn't press the button, but I knew it was coming. I just didn't want to disappoint the guy who asked. They gave me a new title, a nicer coat, called me Na Familia. But after that, they wouldn't look me in the eye. And the thing I hear over and over, it's not the blast, it's my silence. When I found this pamphlet stuck behind a sink, you dig, you sweat, you die, and your work builds opera houses on worlds you'll never see. There was a sandfly stamped on the back, razor wings, sickle-shaped stinger. What bleeds in silence must one day sing. Didn't get it then, but those words stuck.
Evening, Sergeant. Am I being redeployed to the gutter, or just the curb? Looking for Austin Lath, hmm? Let me tell you about Corporal Lath. No relation, mind you. 5th Mesa Infantry, Dejamwadi, hell of a fight. We'd cut down half a cohort of Harkonnen dragoons and engineers, stalling the Bastion's build. One blink too long, and we were marked. Last fire from the Bastion's shadow, pinning us down, peeling men apart. But Corporal Lath, he moved through that ruin like it was his own grave. Blood on the stone, breath like ash. Got behind the nest, killed it quiet. A minor victory swallowed by the endless grind of war. Corporal Lath and 11 other troopers died that day. You want a hero's tale, that's it. But don't expect the Lath you're chasing to be like that. Different man. This one's just a ghost story for fools at the bar. I hope your Lath is alive. Mine surely isn't.
Do mine ears detect the footfalls of someone who will add a drop of excitement to this rather pedestrian evening? Austin's dead, but I only saw him recently. So full of life. Wait, is this a potential murder investigation? How charmingly macabre! Do you really think someone murdered poor Austin? Shh, don't spoil it. Yes, I simply must be involved. How might I facilitate your sleuthery? Now see here, I am only midway through today's debauch, and am of sound enough mind to answer the queries of both of you. There are 2 of you, yes? I jest. Oh, do lighten up. This isn't a funeral, it's a possible murder scene. I've already imbibed several libations in dear Estim's memory. Yes, of course. Carry on. My occasional drinking companion has an education in engineering. If anything, he's even more of a man of leisure than I. He has an advisory position at the Imperial Planetologist's office, though I don't believe he's ever set foot in that office. He's here more often than even I. If you ask me, and you have, he curried the favor of someone powerful to receive such a cushy job. Well, his carnal pursuits are prodigious. He worked his way through nearly all of Arakeen's eligible ladies. The man knows how to pitch woo prolifically. It's been a most unusual pleasure. Should you discover any more juicy details, I'll be here, keeping vigil for poor Austin.
Very well. What do you want? I don't think you could get into any school that I attended. Your bone structure betrays you. Oh, I have no doubt you hail from some sort of bucolic backwards nobility, but you walk among titans now, hayseed. Restrain yourself. You're a noble of sorts. Enjoy the ride. But know your place, and don't embarrass yourself.
Oh, I swear to the stars, if you're here to ply me with a drink, I'm going to shove shards of glass in your eyes. I'm sorry. Am I sorry? No, no, I'm not. Let me be plain. This is the worst possible time. I do not wish to speak. Kindly go away, please. You've seen... Very well. Let's get this over with. My name is Hester Klimt. Ask your questions. Who made that fanciful exaggeration? Ambrose Lucifera? The man's mind is a perverted carnival. I saw nothing to suggest anything of the sort. Now that sounds like a fanciful exaggeration. I at least saw nothing to suggest anything like that. I was his assistant. We worked together at the Imperial Planetologist's office. That's the extent of our relationship. Adequate. He was... adequate. At any rate, he's dead now, leaving me sorting out a mountain of chaos. Damn him. Sorry. He was my boss. I didn't know him outside of the workplace. I can't be of any more help than that. No. And what does it matter? There's no foul play. Unless you have some compelling evidence or medical training, I have to deal with the fallout now. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare. I have to clean out his office. I have to prepare for his replacement. There's too much.
Oh, you're back. You do not appear to be injured or ill. So what brings you to my clinic? My clinic is plagued with troubles. Perhaps you can help me. I came to this war-torn planet to do good. Instead, vital equipment and medicine is stuck in administrative hell. No doubt the supplies are flagged for the shady origins. I would be grateful for anyone to go to the customs office and straighten this out. We meet again. What would you like to know? That is correct. After the Butlerian Jihad and centuries of calamity, the greatest researchers and doctors came together to form the Suk Inner School. In a cold universe, humanity needs protection and care. We were part of the push for greater human potential after the fall of the thinking machines. Well said. While our skills are prized, our true value is in our imperial conditioning, which makes it impossible for us to betray our patrons or harm a human. I can say that imperial conditioning is absolute, or as near an absolute as one can aspire. Breaking it would be nearly impossible and unprecedented. If blackmail, torture, or threats to loved ones could subvert imperial conditioning, every house would have done so to their enemies by now. Of course. I can't say I know the name, but I'm afraid my head has been buried in matters concerning my clinic of late. What's this to do with me? A possible murder, then. I see. That is interesting. At least morbidly so. Today has taken an interesting turn. I'll do the best I can without a body to directly examine. What can you tell me about the state of the cadaver? That could definitely support suspicions of poison. However, there are myriad other medical reasons that could cause such discoloration. A poison snooper would be the most expedient method. I'm afraid I don't have any snoopers at all. My supplies are lacking in general at the moment. If I knew that, I'd have one already. But I'm not exactly familiar with the more illicit sources of goods in Arakeen.
Next. Ah, yes. Nailia Shafat, the Suk doctor. I'm afraid she was flagged for a special screening due to security concerns. You'll need a T-797 permit. Let's just say the vendors weren't exactly reputable. There are suspicions of criminal activity, or worse, Harkonnen involvement. We need to be sure. I beg your pardon. I'm not sure what exactly you're implying. You are very much mistaken. You lament that? No. Look, I'm going to sign off on this as long as you give me your word there's no Harkonnen treachery in there, all right? All right. You're all set then.
Oh, hey there, friend. Looking for anything special?
Well, color me curious. You've got a specific purpose in your eyes. What are you looking for? Don't know the man directly, but his name comes up now and then among those of us who sell things on the sly. You're in luck. I just so happen to have a snooper. I could part with it for a proper pittance of Solari, or perhaps some alternative form of payment. Then stop wasting my time.
Found what you were looking for? Or just a new regret to pair with your drink? If you must. Saw him when he came in to measure his vantage draft. Fussed with the pour like a chemist balancing a toxin. That was this morning. His assistant Hester and that puffed-up wine merchant Ambrose Lucifera used to intrude, but not lately. The last few weeks, he kept the door closed and the bottle closer. What was he reading? I don't always keep up. Very heavy and good for killing ants. I'm holding out for the Communinet adaptation. Histories of Imperial Descent Volume 6 was a real hoot. He was a good customer, generous with his bar tab, which was paid like clockwork at the end of every month. That was my impression. The Solaris were always transmitted by wire from an account with an arsent transit code. A garrison town in the eastern Haga Basin. Pray you never see the place. It's where the Sardaukar are encamped. Ah, need. Such a clingy word. What for? Spoken like someone who's recently seen something unsafe. Yes, yes, you may have the snooper. But only if you perform a small public service for me. Think of it as performance art, if your art is humiliation. I want you to go downstairs and find our dear Sergeant Justice Clegg. He'll be the one circling the lower bar like a lasgun set to annoy. Then ask him, Sergeant, is it true the Duke himself inspects all troopers' undergarments for signs of moral decay? Tell him Lord Chim heard his boxers were confiscated. Then by all means, try your luck in the street. I'm sure the black market is well stocked with older, less precise technology to satisfy any budget.
Welcome. Would you like to... How much Thalaris would you like to withdraw?
Hello again.
Oh, hey there, friend. Well, color me curious. You're in luck. Solari always spends. Much obliged.
Back so soon?
You? Again? You're like a rash. Sorry. Was that hurtful? Not hurtful enough. How is this supposed to go? I'm in over my head. I'm not in the proper state of mind, and I promise there will be collateral damage if I have to open my mouth. Murder? That's impossible. I don't... How could you... How? No, there's clearly been a mistake. The situation is insane enough without these wild theories. All right, you nerve-wracking hound. Let me think. Perhaps I do know something that would help. Ask your questions. Stranger than usual? He did become extra agitated. Paranoid, even. Particularly after a meeting with a strange woman. A redhead. He met with her in a closed room for hours. He came out, distressed, immediately ordering a Thopter transport for the following day. I don't know if I should... He had a secret workshop in the Eastern Shield Wall. I don't know why he chose such a remote location. I don't know what he worked on there. I never saw him work. I'll send you the coordinates of the workshop. I understand. Let's get this over with. Murder. I just can't believe... Well, the more I think about it, someone murdering Austin isn't so unbelievable. I don't know what to believe. Austin wasn't a conventional boss. He rarely came into the office. A dysfunctional workplace, to say the least. No guidance, little teaching, nothing. With the absence of Cyprian Io, I've been taught nothing. I've had to figure it out as I go, running the day-to-day affairs in the chaos. In essence, I'm the acting planetologist of Arrakis. It's ludicrous. I'm in over my head. Damn Austin. Or rest in peace, or both. I'm losing my mind. I've suspected as much. Austin must have done something for someone in power to earn his cozy position. He did something that haunted him. You should understand, Austin was a brilliant engineer, as near as I can tell. But something shattered him at some point. He's a shadow of who he was. It wasn't any one thing or any describable clue. Just a million tiny intangibles taken in while being around him. Something had him guilt-racked. Once I saw him sobbing over a set of city planning sketches. He didn't see me. He avoided his work and skill set. It made him feel guilty or afraid. I'm not sure how he made ends meet, but the job title remained and money kept coming in. An alibi for Austin's murder. I was out on business that Austin had been neglecting. I'm afraid the only proof I can show are piles of hastily prepared paperwork. Alistair and Ugo have access to any room in the Seleucid Ball, of course. I know I've seen Ambrose Lucifera in and out of there. Isn't that the thing about murder? We're often surprised by who is capable. I suppose Ugo and Alistair might have their own shady dealings. But I can't imagine them killing someone in their own establishment. And Ambrose seems too ridiculous. I don't know. Was that some sort of revolutionary manifesto? I don't know much about the book itself, other than Austin was reading it obsessively recently. Not specifically. Well, I don't know if it is any way connected, but Austin's political demeanor was becoming more, I suppose, militant. Towards the end, he also seemed to be hanging out about more and more shady and dangerous-looking people, though I have no idea who they were.
Ah, the return of our intrepid sleuth hound. Has the plot thickened? Oh, do say the plot has thickened. My dear Inquisitor, are you treating me like a suspect? Ridiculous! I am deucedly outraged. No, I'm not feeling anger. I'm feeling intrigued. A proper murder mystery, and I'm a suspect. How wickedly romantic. Perhaps I felt a deadly envy toward my dear friend. Nothing comes to mind. He was a sad sack of wine, whereas I am rather fabulous. Come to think of it, we weren't very close friends. Pshaw, we can hammer out a motive later. I'm just glad to be in the rogues gallery of this caper. I can say this about poisoning Austin. It would be easy to do. The man had recently developed a bottomless appetite for spiced alcohol. Not everyone can handle vice with the charm and panache that I do. People like Austin turn alcoholic dependency into something depressing. Something terrible haunted that man. 1 part guilt and 2 parts fear of discovery, shaken well and garnished with intrigue. My, such a sharp and incisive mind. You're liable to cut yourself on it. I trust you'll keep that little deduction between us. Allow me to lend you an ear. Maybe 2. I can say that he was rather buried in that book, a recent reading obsession. He even had it open at the bar, barely registering the people around. I was mildly put off by all the finger-licking he did whilst turning the pages, but if moisture is needed on Arrakis, one must simply supply it themselves. Oh, yes, that was the most scandalous bit about it. A rather controversial text full of criticisms of the Empire. The title was, Histories of Imperial Descent, Volume 7, The Ikaz Revolt, Causes, Conduct, and Consequences Within the Imperium. Or something thereabouts. Come to think of it, he also recently read a banned Sandflies manifesto titled Wings in the Dark, Notes Toward a Future Without Chains. Yes, well, I simply must petition my house to change our motto to, For We Are High Functioning. I'm afraid I missed out on that bit of gossip. A pity. I did see him reading a Sandflies manifesto recently. Only that they have an improbably high propensity for slapping me, men and women. Though to be fair to them, I deserved it. Or do you mean Austin's tremulous little apprentice cowering at the window? In that case, no. I shall count the minutes until the next disaster. Do I get to play the part of a potential suspect? Fun! Yes, I've been at this establishment for most of the day. Sounds sad now that I'm saying it. Anyway, the proprietor can vouch for me. Well, only the usual assortment of patrons. Nothing noteworthy, I'm afraid. It's been a most unusual pleasure. Should you discover any more juicy details, I'll be here, keeping vigil for poor Austin.